The NASCAR world witnessed something extraordinary at Dover Motor Speedway. While Denny Hamlin was celebrating his fourth victory of the 2025 season, he delivered one of the most defiant messages in recent NASCAR history. His words weren't about racing glory. They were a direct challenge to NASCAR's power structure. If you want answers, you want to understand why all this is happening. Come December 1, you'll get the answers that you're looking for, Hamlin declared. All will be exposed. December 1st. Mark that date. That's when everything changes. Hamlin dominated at Dover International Speedway in dramatic fashion. The Echo Park Automotive 400 became a showcase of his driving prowess under intense pressure. Rain delays struck twice during the race, including a lengthy stoppage with just 13 laps remaining. When racing resumed, Hamlin faced a double overtime finish that tested every ounce of his experience. Chase Briscoe mounted a fierce challenge on fresher tires. Christopher Bell spun while battling for the lead, eventually finishing 18th after a subsequent speeding penalty. The number 11 Toyota held its ground through each challenge. This victory marked Hamlin's 58th Career Cup Series win. The milestone places him just 2 victories behind Kevin Harvick on the all-time wins list. At 44 years old, Hamlin continues performing at championship level despite the mounting pressure surrounding his team ownership role. "I just love that I'm able to still do it at a high level," Hamlin said after the race. "Every morning when I wake up, I just hope I still got what I had yesterday." The victory celebration couldn't mask the underlying crisis. Just days before Dover, U.S. District Judge Kenneth Bell delivered a crushing blow to 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports. The court denied their request for a temporary restraining order that would have allowed them to compete with charter status. 6 cars, 3 from 2311 Racing and 3 from Front Row Motorsports, were forced to race as open entries. This designation strips away crucial protections and revenue streams that chartered teams rely on for survival. What does racing as an open team mean? Charter status guarantees one of the 40 starting spots each week. More importantly, it provides a base amount of money paid out regardless of finishing position. Without charters, these teams face potential exclusion from races if more than 40 cars attempt to qualify. The financial implications are staggering. Both organizations argue they face serious risk of financial collapse without charter protection. Through legal discovery, they learned NASCAR planned to immediately begin selling their 6 charters, potentially putting them in irreparable jeopardy of never getting their charters back and going out of business. Judge Bell acknowledged the teams would make races over the next couple of weeks and wouldn't lose drivers or sponsors before his preliminary injunction decision. However, he left the door open to reconsider if circumstances changed. 2311 Racing represents more than just another NASCAR team. Co-owned by NBA legend Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, the organization symbolizes diversity and new investment in NASCAR. The lawsuit filed last October stems from their refusal to sign NASCAR's charter extension offer. They were one of only 2 organizations out of 15 to reject the terms. The legal battle began when Jordan and Front Row Motorsports owner Bob Jenkins initially won an injunction recognizing their teams as chartered for the 2025 season. That victory proved short-lived. The ruling was overturned on appeal earlier this month, sending the case back to Judge Bell's court. The December 1st trial date looms as the ultimate showdown. This federal antitrust lawsuit challenges NASCAR's fundamental business practices and could reshape the sport's competitive landscape forever. The charter crisis creates immediate concerns about driver retention. Tyler Reddick, 2311 star driver, possesses a contract clause that allows him to become a free agent if the team loses its charter status. This provision could trigger his departure to a rival organization. When pressed about Reddick's future during Saturday's press conference, Hamlin remained tight-lipped. "I don't have any direct comment to that," he stated, redirecting attention to the upcoming trial. Reddick himself refused to engage with questions about the lawsuit. "Everything related to litigation, charters, I don't have a comment for it this time," the 29-year-old driver said. He finished 12th at Dover while losing out to Ty Gibbs in the in-season challenge, watching the $1 million prize slip away. The driver's silence speaks volumes. Reddick was last year's regular season champion and raced for the Cup Series championship in the season finale. His departure would represent a devastating loss for 23XI Racing's competitive prospects. Hamlin's media approach at Dover revealed a calculated strategy. Rather than addressing individual concerns about the lawsuit, he adopted what he called a blanket answer for all related questions.
All I can tell you, and this will just be my blanket answer for all questions about this, is that if you want answers, you want to understand why this is all happening, come December 1st. You'll get the answers that you're looking for, and all will be exposed.
We'll come down here to the right.
This messaging discipline suggests extensive legal preparation. Hamlin repeatedly emphasized the December 1st trial date, treating it as the moment when NASCAR's business practices will face public scrutiny. When asked whether he had second thoughts about filing the lawsuit, Hamlin's response was immediate and definitive. Not a chance. He later added, December. One is all that matters. Mark your calendar. The affected drivers continue competing despite the uncertainty. 23XI Racing Field's Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, and Riley Herbst. Front Row Motorsports employs Todd Gilliland, Zane Smith, and Noah Gragson. None of these 6 drivers are locked into this year's playoffs. Zane Smith, currently 24th in standings and needing a victory to make the playoffs, expressed confidence in team leadership. Nothing changes from my end, obviously, and nothing changes from inside the shop, Smith said. There's not typically even enough cars to worry about transferring in. Smith's reference to car counts highlights a temporary reprieve. Dover featured fewer than 40 entries, guaranteeing all teams would make the race. However, future races could see 41 or more entries, forcing the slowest qualifier to go home empty-handed. I leave all that up to them, Smith said about the legal battle, but my job is to go get the 38th, the best finish I can. Hamlin's 4th victory of 2025 positions him as a legitimate championship contender heading into the playoffs. His wins at Martinsville, Darlington, Michigan, and Dover demonstrate consistent performance across different track types. The 44-year-old driver has never won a Cup Series championship despite his Hall of Fame caliber career. Last year's championship prediction went up in smoke in the playoffs, but his hunger remains undiminished. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't, Hamlin said about championship aspirations. I care about wins. I want more trophies, more trophies, more trophies. When I'm done, I want to be in the list of that top 10 all-time winners. That will mean more than any other accomplishment. This shift in perspective reflects maturity gained through disappointment. Rather than defining success solely by championships, Hamlin now prioritizes his lasting statistical legacy. Beyond Hamlin's triumph, Dover produced clear winners and losers throughout the field. Ty Gibbs emerged as a significant winner despite not visiting victory lane. The Joe Gibbs Racing driver recorded his 3rd consecutive top 10 finish, following 2nd at Chicago and 7th at Sonoma, with 5th at Dover. Gibbs advanced to the in-season challenge finale against Ty Dillon, competing for a $1 million prize at Indianapolis. Chase Elliott's dominant day turned disappointing through strategic errors. Despite starting from pole position and leading 238 laps, pit stop problems and crew chief Alan Gustafson's late race strategy decisions cost him victory. Elliott finished 6th after controlling most of the race. Joey Logano's championship defense hit another roadblock through poor pit strategy. The defending champion gambled on track position but fell to 27th when a rain delay caution nullified his advantage.